Today we are checking out the Baxter Performance Cartridge to spin-on oil filter adapter for the 2020 and newer 3.6 liter Jeep Gladiator JTs. If you're tired of dealing with your factory cartridge filter, you want quieter starts, and you would rather run a traditional spin-on filter, this is a smart, under-the-hood upgrade that is definitely worth checking out. When it comes to the features, the whole point of this adapter is to convert your existing oil filter system to a traditional spin-on oil filter with the big metal housing. By changing this, you're going to be keeping more oil up into the system when the engine is still shut off, and it's going to help build pressure quicker when you start up, and it cuts down on that brief rattle that some motors notice after the truck sits for a long time and there's no oil still in that engine. On the day-to-day, beyond oil pressure on the startup, like I mentioned, this is really good for just getting your oil changes to feel familiar and more simple. They're just going to spin on the filter on and off like you do with most trucks. And you gain access to a wider range of spin on and off filters that match the correct specs. This is designed specifically for the Gladiator motor, so everything is dialed in specifically for this engine instead of being universal and just fitting a bunch of different trucks. When it comes to the construction on this is made from very high quality precision machined housings with internal passages and a built-in check valve to keep the oil where it belongs, and it locks into the factory filter location, and it gives you a threaded mount to spin that new filter on. Once it's on, it feels like a single and solid unit rather than a stack of odd fitting adapters. Now, as far as the pricing goes on this, it is coming in right in that low 400s price range. That's on the premium side for an oil system part, but you're getting a specialized made for your engine adapter with internal valving and a locking design, not just a basic adapter block. When you compare the cost of the top-end engine repairs for repeated dry starts, a one-time investment like this is easy to justify for owners planning to keep their Gladiator long-term. Now, when it comes to the install process on this, it's going to be rated a 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, and you can have this job done in just 2 hours of your time. Now, let's see exactly how this install process works with a quick video from one of our ExtremeTerrain customers.
Last thing we got is the tools used. We've got a 7/16 socket for the Schrader valve. We have a 15/16 socket. That's for the existing oil cap. We have a 1-inch socket. That is for the cartridge to spin on filter adapter to screw that in. And then you've got your different ratchets and extensions. We also have a 1/2 inch for that 90-degree fitting. And we have 2 hexes, a 5/32 hex. I actually used, the instructions call for a 5/36 inch. I used a 4mm because it seemed to fit better. And this is to set the adapter set screw in there. And then lastly, we have the 3/16 hex. That's for the 1/8 inch hex plug. Optionally, you might need a cutoff, some sort of cutoff tool, and of course a flashlight so you can see if there's any leaks. Hello, today we're going to be installing the Baxter Performance Cartridge to spin on filter. Okay, step 1, we're going to remove our existing oil filter cap and oil filter. It wants you to put a little bit of oil down on the top of the sealing part, the gasket area. Step 2, you need to ensure that the cleats are lined up with the threads perfectly. If they're not lined up perfectly, there's an adjustment screw here to raise it up or lower it down so it's in line. For step 3, we're going to dry fit the adapter valve. What you want to do when you're dry fitting, you're going to put it in, make sure the threads are lined up, and you're going to screw it down all the way so it just bottoms out. You do not want to tighten it. Okay, once you hit the bottom, you want to determine where your holes are for your Schrader valve. And then once you figure out what the holes are, I've got one here, and 180 degrees, there should be one there. Then once you've got it there, you want to back it off and adjust it to where you want the valve to be located at. So if I back it off about here, I've got 2 options. I can either put the Schrader valve on this side, or I can put it on this side. I've got the Schrader valve, and I can see that if I put it on this side, it's going to be right there. Or if I have it on this side, it's going to be right in here. Okay. Looks like my right side has a little bit more room. You're going to have to screw in the 90-degree adapter and then screw in the Schrader valve. So I'm going to end up using this one over here. You want to take a marker and just put a mark over here on the one you're going to use. Or you can say you got your set screw here and it's the one to the right of the set screw. The next step, we want to put in our 1/8 inch hex plug. And I've got this one marked here. This is the one that the Schrader's valve is going to be in. And this is the one on the far side that the plug will go into. They want you to put just a little bit of lubricant on the threads, and then you're just going to screw it in till you can't really screw it anymore. Nice and tight. Step 5, we're going to want to put on the tip and the body O-ring. Tip 1 is the small one and it just goes right on the very end here. Just push it up into place. Make sure it's not twisted or spun. And then the body O-ring will go way up into the top area here. So it's right in the first groove down from the top is where that one goes. Okay, we have no oil leaks, so everything appears to be okay. After I let it sit for a while, I'll check the oil, make sure it's up to the proper level. If you are going to do an oil change, you will need to put at least 30 psi minimum to that Schrader valve for about 3 seconds. And that'll drain the oil down into the oil pan. So you simply take the cap off the Schrader valve, put your air nozzle on. 1, 2, 3. And all the oil is drained down in. Then you can remove the oil filter and replace it with a new one. Make sure you put the cap back on, and you might want to tighten it just a little bit so it doesn't come loose and fall off.
All right, well that wraps up our review and install of the Baxter Performance Cartridge to spin-on oil filter adapter for the 2020 and newer 3.6 liter Jeep Gladiator JTs. And for all things Gladiator, keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.